Hello friends, and welcome today to the broadcast. We're talking today about survival techniques and survival tips and survival tools as we go through this pandemic. Listen, I don't know about you, but the world is constantly changing. We heard about this pandemic some months ago, and we've been inundated with all kinds of data, all kinds of emails and texts and prophecies, and everybody has an opinion about what's going on. Let's agree on one thing. We don't know what the future holds. No one but God knows what the future holds. But we are here, and we are clear about one thing. If we haven't gotten sick yet, and if we haven't died yet, and if you're listening to this, then it means that God has a purpose. So please listen in. And if you can, please give a like to this video and subscribe if you need your help as much as possible. Understand this. Survival is not just a matter of dreaming and visioning and fantasy. Survival has to do with a concrete plan, a concrete understanding and an awareness of what it means to be part of life in this day and in this time. So it is important to determine today that you're going to survive, that as long as you live, as long as you draw breath, as long as you are able to move on your own steam and strength, know and understand and come to a determination that you are going to live, you're going to survive, you're going to do all that you can to make a difference in your life. Someone said years ago that everyone was born to be an answer to someone's problem. We were born to fix something. We were born to do something. This indicates purpose. It indicates intention. It indicates design, that you are a perfectly designed man or woman. And if you are alive in this day and time, and if you remembered life before the COVID-19 virus, and you have survived, and you haven't contracted it, and you haven't gotten sick, and even if you have, then you know how bad it feels to be sick with the virus. And so decide today that you're going to make a difference in your life and with your time. But the first thing that I want to say to you is safety. I've raised children, dealt with grandchildren. I've worked with young men at our rehabilitation center. At the rehabilitation center, we see young men all the time. At our summer camp, we've seen scores of men and women coming in looking for direction. But no matter what program, no matter what we are trying to do, the whole program is moot if it's not safe. No matter how wonderful the excursion is, no matter how wonderful the cruise is, no matter how much fun the party is, if it's not safe, if you could lose your life there, then that's not worth your time. So a survivor has to be concerned about safety. Safety is important because it is so easy while you're out there without a mask and not social distancing and no sanitizing going on at all. If you do not sanitize, if you do not wear your mask, if you do not engage in physical and social distancing, then you are at risk, and therefore you are not safe. So the protocols that have changed in this day and time are telling us that safety is first. No matter what you have to say to someone, no matter how powerful that statement is, no matter how wonderful this gathering is, no matter how good the food is, no matter what they have to say to you, if it is going to put you in a situation where you're not safe, then you need to back off. Secondly, remember that we have lots of causes, and I'm really, really concerned about those who are protesting and demonstrating. Look, everybody has a cause. Everybody has something that they're concerned about. But you have to live to fight another day. What's important about this is that you never want to go out on a hill and go out on a limb for just anything. If you're going to go out on a limb, go out on the limb for something that's worth going out there for. And so, in the words of our seminary professor, David Larson, many, many years ago in seminary, he said to us, choose carefully the hill on which you die. At the time, I thought it was a great word, but now, having lived through ministry and several pastorates, I can say that I absolutely agree with Dr. David Larson. He's absolutely correct. You don't go out on a limb for just anything, no matter how good the program is, no matter how good the food is, no matter how good the message is that you want to get across to them. If it's going to put you at risk, then it's not worth putting other people's lives at risk. And what's worse, it's one thing to put your life at risk, but it's totally another thing to put other people's lives at risk. So wear your mask all the time. Every time you go out of the house, put your mask on. Keep the distance where it should be. Say to your friends, listen, where is the scent? First thing you do, wash your hands, wash your face, change your clothes. Get the heels, the bottoms of your shoes cleansed. We use bleach and water to wash the bottom of our shoes with. Well, you may not have to do that, but understand that safety is very, very important. People who are demonstrating, I have to say a word to you. I'm very concerned. I'm all in support of the fact that Black lives matter, and particularly all of life matters. But because Black life has been under siege, understand this. Don't go out on a hill and die if you don't have to die on that. Once you die, you don't survive. The key to your survival is safety. And when you put yourself at risk, and I've seen videos of thousands of people out on the street demonstrating, people with weapons, people are involved in violence and violent conflict. Look, there's a place to make your point. Make your point, but understand this. George Floyd was one person who died. Since he has died, there have been dozens of other people killed, not by police, but by others simply demonstrating. Or, let's be a little more direct, on the streets of many cities, young men are being shot, not by police, but by their peers. So the issue is a lot bigger than simply rights. You see, you have a right to protest. And then the other people who say, I have constitutional rights not to wear a mask. I have the right to do what I want to do. Yes, but it's putting yourself at risk, and you are in danger. So don't put yourself at risk. Do not do anything that causes you to be put at risk or causes others to be put at risk. What is interesting, I see people taking the children out on these marches and carrying people in wheelchairs and people who are already vulnerable, taking them out and putting them in danger. So remember, safety first. If you're not safe, do it another day. There'll be another time. You will get another opportunity to make your point. And so what you don't say today, you can say tomorrow. But then also notice that there must be the kind of planning. You got to plan your life. If you're going to survive, you got to plan what you do. You cannot simply go out and just react to what's going on. You know, oh, it's raining, so, okay, well, we can't do anything today. Well, that may be true. You cannot do anything outside, but you can do some things inside. See what I mean? Follow a plan for your life. Know what it is that your life is about. Know what God has called you to do. Know what the passion is in your life. Some people have learned that with the lockdown and with the quarantines and with all the curfews being issued, they feel limited. But understand this. It is in the darkness of limitation that the light of opportunity is finally seen. It is in the darkness of limitation that the light of opportunity is finally seen. See, there are some things you don't see in the light because you always have the light, and you tend to take for granted the things that are always with you. But remember, God often restricts people. He often puts us in a place where we don't see clearly and we don't see what it is that we would like to have. And we feel limited, and we are in some ways. But in other ways, we can see a whole lot better. And so use this time of restriction and quarantine and curfew and lockdown to go into yourself and find all of those ideas that have been dormant. Find those things that you thought about doing but never really pursued them because you were going and you were busy. Now God has canceled the busyness. And for those who have lost jobs and been laid off and who have been terminated or put into early retirement, understand that's just a moment in time. You don't have to make it a way of life. Plan. You need to plan. You need to sit down and decide what you're going to do with your life. Decide that you will make a difference and that you will not die on the hill of restriction.